up, guys? Welcome to today's video where we'll be diving into how to turn your hobby into cash with little experience. So if this is something that you've been interested in learning more about, then keep watching. I've been fortunate enough to be able to work from home for quite some time, but with COVID going on and so many people unemployed, it got me curious to see what was out there. But what I quickly discovered was that there is a plethora of misinformation out there. So I've compiled my list of legitimate work from home jobs for you, but keep in mind that these are not get rich quick ideas, and there may be time and possibly a small financial investment that will need to be made. And if you're willing to put in the work, then there's no reason that you can't work from home legitimately and make serious cash. Now, before we dive in, if this topic is getting you super pumped up and motivated to go after your dream work from home hobby job, then be sure to like and share this video so that it can show up in the algorithm and others can see it and get inspired. And if you would like to see more videos like this, then be sure to hit the subscribe button with the little notification bell so you can see each week when new videos are released on this channel. First things first, you are going to want to bookmark your resource pages. So that is Amazon, LinkedIn, Craigslist, Upwork, Freelancer, Fiverr, Glassdoor, and Rev, which we'll get into in a little bit here. The first hobby that you can take and turn into cash is online contracting. This is a position much like what I've been doing for the last 10 years, which is working with clients one-on-one through membership programs to develop their brand identity and their social media platform and management. And so what I've been doing the last 10 years is working with clients one-on-one at an hourly rate. I started at $30 an hour and worked up to $200 an hour. And now that I've decided to turn this into an online course structure, my clients support me and it is awesome. They're loving it. And even though I have a small social media following right now, I'm just building it up and seeing where things go and just loving designing the courses. But back to being an online contractor. You can work from anywhere. You can work one-on-one with people even if you've never met them to help them develop whatever it is that they're looking for. You can 100% learn a new craft through people like myself or others that are on YouTube and Instagram. And don't get caught up on feeling like you have to have a certification or a degree for what you want to teach. Another example of an online contracting gig would be a paid ads manager. Companies spend millions, if not billions a year on ads. So of course they want to make sure that these ads are running correctly. So they're looking to people like you who know what you're doing to do this for them. And if you don't know what you're doing and this is something that you're interested in, I would highly recommend that you learn up on it and start doing it. And this is something that you are paid off of a percentage of what is spent on the ads. So you could be making tens of thousands of dollars working remotely from your phone for these companies doing paid ads. Now, other examples of online contractors would be web designers, graphic designers, photographers. The second hobby that you can turn into a high-paying work-from-home gig is, of course, as a YouTuber. Now, of course, you need to keep in mind that this is not an overnight process. It takes a lot of work and dedication and gumption, if you ask me. But as long as you hit that required 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subs, you have a lot of money-making potential through several different avenues. So if this is something that you are interested in as a hobby, I would definitely encourage you to pursue it and just make sure that you hang in there and stay tough, and remember that it is not an overnight thing. Your third hobby that you can turn into a lucrative work from home gig is as an SEO manager or consultant. This is just so critical for online entrepreneurs, especially right now with so many new online entrepreneurs with COVID going on, and a lot of people don't know how to read the algorithm and where to even start when it comes to customizing their SEO and their keywords. And so if this is something that you're good at or something that you're interested in, I would definitely recommend that you put it out there and turn it into a online work from home job. Now, if you're not super experienced on it, or you're looking to freshen up a little bit, but you're on a budget, I would recommend getting TubeBuddy. And if you would like the link for that, it is listed below. But with TubeBuddy, you can kind of study the algorithm based off of what your clients' needs are, or what your preferred potential clients' needs are, what their categories are. And so that's what I would do if you are on a budget and you're looking to perfect this craft so that you can make it sellable, is to just really put in the grind and study that SEO, trial and error. Your fourth hobby that you can take and turn into your lucrative work from home business is sales. There are so many awesome entrepreneurs and business people out there that are looking for great salespeople to work with. And if you've ever worked in sales, it's not that big of a leap to jump into the virtual world doing things such as coaching and content creation. So the beauty of it also is that you get to pick your schedule, you get to work as much as you want, as much as you need from wherever. And one thing that I would encourage is, if you are looking to get into the network marketing side of sales, I would definitely encourage you to do your research. And with that said, if you are in sales or you have been in sales, please feel free to comment below and let us know, positive or negative, the company that you've worked for. You don't have to throw anybody under the bus if you don't want to, but if you want to share, that's great. Even if you just share what you did, you don't have to share the company. That way people can get an idea of what sort of sales jobs that are out there that are legitimate, that they can actually look into and invest time into. So feel free to share that below. The fifth hobby that you could take and turn into your successful work from home business is online tutoring. This is a skill set that has been highly valued for a long time, but now, especially that kids are back in school with COVID going on, and a lot of kids from kindergarten all the way through grad school are having to do school online. It's really hard for them to learn. And so this is a job that is very valued and needed right now. So if you have an interest in language, mathematics, reading, whatever it may be, that you can teach someone online tutoring is the way to go for you. You can work from home teaching people all around the world. If you want to teach the English language, you can teach that. If you want to teach Spanish language, you can teach that. If you want to teach about Shakespeare or science, there's so much that needs to be taught and so many people that need help, especially right now, that this could be a very lucrative work from home business for you. The sixth hobby that you can turn into cash with little experience is translating. If you have very good knowledge of the English language and another language, then you can easily do this career. So with so many courses out there and tutoring opportunities out there, there is a lot of need for translations. So for entrepreneurs to be able to reach people in other countries, they need people like you who know your stuff to translate their material into other languages properly. So this is something that could be very lucrative for you. Like I said, if you have a great understanding of the English language and other languages that it is that you want to translate. So if you are good at that, then definitely look into this, and you can use platforms such as Amazon, LinkedIn, Upwork, and all of the other links mentioned to find work from home jobs that involve translating. The seventh hobby that you can take and turn into your profitable work from home business is transcripting and or captioning. So the process of transcripting is to take an audio or video and basically type up what the speaker is saying. Captioning is a little bit more complicated. It is involved a lot in movies and shows. So you would watch the material and type it up based on the requirements. So there is a lot of competition right now with COVID going on and so many people looking for work from home opportunities. And I just wanted to let you know that up front. So when you go to apply on Rev or Amazon for these positions, just know that the competition is tough and you have to be on your A game with your punctuation, capitalization, all things like that, and make sure that you're really paying attention to the training before you actually do the process to apply. Eighth hobby that you can turn into a profitable work from home business is as a virtual assistant. This is an area that is highly in demand, especially right now with so many new online entrepreneurs, and even for people who aren't online entrepreneurs. I myself hired a virtual assistant about 3 years ago. She's awesome. I love her. We've even gone on vacation together. But even if you haven't met your virtual assistant, the connection is so great because this is someone that is learning not only the ins and outs of your business, but also how you think. And so to be a successful online virtual assistant, you have to have that personal one-on-one connection with whoever you're working for. But it's really cool because you can form that bond and that connection and start out as that virtual assistant and become who knows what, the next CEO of the company. So being a virtual assistant is a highly lucrative position. It typically pays between $30 and $50 an hour, and it is something that you have the flexibility of doing from wherever. However, on that note, you may most likely have kind of a set schedule, something that works for the person that you're working for. That way they know what to expect, they know when they can expect you. So that is just something to be cognizant about with that position of being a virtual assistant, is that yes, you are virtual, yes, you can for the most part make your own schedule, but in a lot of situations, you will have kind of a set schedule that you will have. But if it is something that you are interested in, making relationships with people and helping people and forming bonds, and that this is definitely something that is for you and you can turn it into a very profitable work from home opportunity. The last hobby that you can take and turn into cash is as an online course creator. So I started my online business of course creation as a way to teach more people on a scalable level. And so this is something that I really believe in. If you have a product or a knowledge of something that you care a lot about and you are really the expert on it, then you can take that and turn it into a really profitable online course business when structured properly. So if this is something that you care a lot about and you're interested in, definitely do your research on how to do your pre-selling and how to structure your course, and also how to do those connections on social media so that if you don't have that one-on-one clientele built up already, you can use word of mouth marketing and social media to develop your brand and your audience and turn those followers into clients. That does it on today's lesson of how to turn your hobby into cash with little experience. I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope you got inspired. And again, if you did, be sure to like and share this video so that it can be picked up in the algorithm and other people can see it and get inspired as well. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to leave them below. And also, if you have any resources that you'd like to share with us, or again, companies that you've done sales for that you would like to recommend, please be sure to leave those in the comments. And if this video is something that you really vibe with and you'd like to see more of this, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be tuned in to all the videos that are coming up each and every week. And we will be talking about everything from course creation to business branding, social media marketing, to graphic design and little kinks and tricks here and there. So if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys next week.